Hi, I'm Joelle from JM Staging Solutions with some more tips for your home. One of the easiest ways to update your home is to paint it a fresh color. But before you can paint, sometimes you have to remove some wallpaper. Now this can be a pretty expensive job if you were to hire someone in to do it for you. But with the right tools and a little bit of hard work, you can do it yourself. And I can show you how. But first, let me show you what tools you'll need, because the right tools make a huge difference. Get a 5-gallon bucket. I would say even sometimes 2 if you've got a large job. If you have we have a small space that we're dealing with here, but if you had a huge room, I would invest in a sprayer. But a large bucket for this size job is fine. Hot water, okay? I like to use diff gel. It's easy for this size job. You spray it on, it actually eats the glue. Helps us get the paper from off the wall. A Tiger Shark, you can find them Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store. It basically is called that because it scores the paper and it lets you get water through it, which can eat the glue. And then large sponges, because you're going to have to wash the walls. The biggest mistake that people make when they are stripping paper is that they get the paper off, but they don't completely wash the glue off the walls. And then when they come back to paint, the paint won't stick to the wall because there's too much glue. So that's a really important step that you need to do. You need to make sure you get all the glue off the wall. So we'll start with step 1. Lightly take your paper shark, paper tiger sometimes it's called, and score the wall in circular motions. Now it's really important not to push too hard. If you push too hard with this tool, it'll actually nick the sheetrock underneath and you'll do some damage. Not irreparable, but messy nonetheless. Okay, so in circular motions, get a nice area done. I'm just going to show you a small spot. Take your diff gel, spray it on the wall, and then once that's done, it needs to be on the wall for about 20 minutes. Then you can come back with your scraper and get off the paper and the backing and the glue, and then you can start your washing process. Okay, we're back with our paper, and now that it's been 20 minutes, it's most likely happened that the wall has dried. It's really hard to pull dry paper off the wall. So what I normally do is I get a sponge and I keep it quite wet, and I go over the surface again. And I'm just re-wetting the paper. This is going to help to make this process go a lot quicker, okay? A lot of times the more water the better, but it just gets messy. Okay, we're going to see how that diff worked. Keep our fingers crossed. All right. It's also important to have a garbage can nearby. That way you're not tossing everything on the ground. Okay, some of it will come off easily with your hands, and the most you can do that way, go for it. Easier than having to come back with a scraper. Scraper's kind of a last resource. All right, this stuff's coming off really easy for us. Looks like we need to get under here. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. Very typical. More difficult around the seams. People sometimes put extra glue on the seams. We'll come back to that later with more diff and probably our scrubby sponge. I'm just going to continue to pull the paper off. Okay, the seams are harder, but this stuff's coming off really great. So I would come back, see this is the backing that you can't really see at first glance, and sometimes it sticks. That's not a problem. You can either spray more diff on it or just come back with a wet sponge, wet it down, come back in 5 minutes and it should come off great. Don't forget, after this step you need to come wash the wall sometimes 3 or 4 times, really get that glue off. The way to know it's good is that if it feels slimy, then the glue's still there. So get the walls nice and clean to where it feels very dry to the touch. Happy stripping.